Namaste friends, welcome to Siddhi Yoga. I am Tara and we are going to learn Sutra Neti. Sutra Neti is a part of the Shat Kriya, Sat Karma, similar as Jal Neti, the water nostril cleansing. It is an advanced practice after the water nostril cleansing. So after you master your water nostril cleansing or during you are practicing the water nostril cleansing, once it becomes better, then you go to the second step, and the second step is the Sutra Neti. The name of the practice called Sutra Neti. The sutra means thread. The practice we do with the sutra, it's from the thread. It's the multiple thread and we make it, but they are quite thick. And it becomes quite challenging for beginner practitioner to follow the practice. So in the Sutra Neti, what we do is the catheter cleansing technique. So it's not using a thread, it is using a catheter, which becomes easy for beginner to follow the practice. So here, this is the Sutra Neti. So when we are teaching to the beginner, we use the same name because it is a traditional name, Sutra Neti. But the time we teach to the beginner, we teach with the rubber, with the catheter. So here I have the catheter. This is we call sutra for the Neti. This sutra is about 1 feet long. It's a bit longer than 1 feet. And it's a small, tiny, one side is closed, the another side is open. The closed side will move inside my nostril. And now, if you haven't tried, so you may wonder, is this one is going to go from one nostril to another nostril, similar as a Jal Neti? No. In Sutra Neti, you move the sutra inside the nostril, and the nostril passes is connected to your mouth, into your throat. So it will move into your mouth, under your throat. You will bring these two fingers inside to hold this catheter, and then you pull it out from your mouth. And once you pull out, you want to rub a little to open your nostril more, and then slowly you want to move this sutra out from your mouth. Then your Sutra Neti, the catheter cleansing, will complete. Alright, so let me explain you more thing. As I mentioned, this sutra is about 1 feet long, but it is little bit longer than 1 feet. It is about 15 centimeters something, and one side is closed, another side is open. Remember that. And the closed one will move inside the nostril, which I will mention later. Now the next part. Before you begin the practice, you want to sanitize it first. If you are going to use a rubber inside your nostril, then you must sanitize well. So to sanitize the rubber, what we do, we boil the water and then we put the catheter inside the boiling water. But if you find more better method to clean and sanitize your catheter, you can do that. And then you prepare your sutra for the practice. When you are going to practice, make sure the sutra can pass easily inside your nostril. Then you need to think about two things. Number one, the sutra you are going to use should not be thick. In the market, you get many different sizes. This size called number 3. The marking of the number, generally you see where the open part, you will get the open part of your sutra, and close to there you may find the number. This one is number 3, not too small, not too big. If the big comes, then you may see number 4 or number 5. If smaller one come, then you may see 0, 1 or 2. If you are first time practitioner, try to find from 0 to 3, but do not go more than 3 number. It is going to be big and thick, and it will be challenging for you to move inside your nostril. This is the first. The second, before you start the practice, you make sure your sutra is wet or lubricant. If you are a beginner, then I would suggest you to lubricant so the sutra can travel inside your nostril easily. Therefore, you can use cottage cheese. In India, we call ghee. So if you find ghee is the best for practicing Sutra Neti. The ghee is not harmful for the skin and always helpful for the skin. And when you are using a ghee, you use the ghee around the sutra, so the sutra becomes more lubricant, then it can pass into your nose and can come out from your mouth easily. Once your practice becomes better, because you are using cottage cheese, so you need to wash your hand each time you use. And you need to wash and clean and sanitize it well each time you use. Definitely, we sanitize, but the cleaning requires more effort. Therefore, once your practice becomes better, you don't need to lubricant with the cottage cheese. You can lubricant just with the water. So I have the water inside my neti pot. I'm going to lubricant with the water. It won't be same as the cottage cheese, but still you will get lubricant with the water. It is wet, so it is going to move easily inside the nostril. With water, it is easy, but it's not easy for every practitioner. That is why I suggested cottage cheese. Now the technique. When you are practicing, again remember the closed one goes inside the nostril. You are opening your mouth. During the practice, you are breathing in and out from your mouth. It is okay you feel to sneeze or you will sneeze again and again each time you move the catheter inside your nostril. Therefore, first, before you start the practice, you make sure you really want to do this practice. Open your arms, relax the shoulder, close your eyes and breathe fully and deeply. Deep inhale and exhale. Relax your breath, body and mind before you start the practice. If you are excited, if you are scared, if you are worried, then practice will be challenging. If you want to master the practice in short period of time, then you must relax your mind first. Once you make sure you want to do the practice, your mind is relaxed, then you are ready to do the practice. When you are practicing, if you are sneezing much, then you also want to divert your mind. You may want to practice outside in open nature, where you can watch the tree while you are practicing Sutra Neti. You can watch bird. You can hear the sound of wind or the sound of bird and connect with the sound rather than connecting with the process. Normally, we ask the student to connect with the process, what you are doing. But here, for beginners, you may want to divert your mind to make the practice more easier. Okay? If you're able to divert your mind, the practice will be easy. If you're in the room, then start gazing in something nice and beautiful or just gazing in one point and do the practice. I'm going to lubricant again. Now the practice. I'm going to choose. My right nostril is working better, so I'm going to choose my right nostril so I can demonstrate and show you the practice more easily. Your nostril passes is connected to your throat, but it stays into the bottom into your nose. If the catheter moves straight up, then you might feel pinch inside your nostril. If you want to avoid pinching, then you need to keep the catheter down into the bottom of your nostril. And then it will move down into your throat easily. If it goes straight, it is going up. If it goes down, it goes into your throat. Remember that. If you feel pinch or needling sensation inside the nostril, that is totally normal. Move this catheter out a little and then move it again slowly. Move catheter slowly with a small, tiny steps. Sometimes you may want to turn and twist and then move it in. Then your nostril will open and it can move easily. All right. Let me show you the technique and then I will tell you the other detail. Breathing in, breathing out, relaxing the body and mind as well as the breath. Opening the mouth. While I'm practicing, I won't be able to talk much. So I will try to demonstrate clearly, watch carefully, and then after I will finish the practice, I will give you the other instruction, the related instruction. I'm going to clean this and then I will meet you later. So this was the practice of Sutra Neti. When you are practicing, it is hard to speak because you are breathing from the mouth. You should be really focused when you are practicing. And there are some things that you may want to know. When you are practicing Sutra Neti, as I mentioned, pinching sensation is normal. This happens to every level of the practitioner. Even if I'm not practicing Sutra Neti for days and I try again, I might feel pinch, or I might feel the sutra is get stuck somewhere inside the nostril, or it is moving inside, but I don't find it, it's not coming down. So these types of feelings happens when you are practicing Sutra Neti, which is totally normal. You should move it out a little bit and then move it again. If not in once you can do the Sutra Neti, that means today is not your day. Sometime with some students, they can do Sutra Neti very easily, just in one practice they can master. Sometime with some student it takes 2 or 3 days to master, sometime it takes week. It's all about your dedication, focus and practice, also about your nostril. If your passages are open, if you have been practicing Jal Neti properly, your passages are open, then Sutra Neti becomes easy. If your passages are blocked or you have a sinus problem, then the Sutra Neti will be difficult. There is another reason. If your nostril, the bone inside the nostril has moved to your right or left, then one side nostril will be challenging, which is also normal. When you're practicing, your tears can come out from your eyes, which is also normal. Your eye can get red, also normal. So these things are normal and it happens when you are practicing Sutra Neti. After you complete your Sutra Neti, you want to do Jal Neti. Even before you do your Sutra Neti, you can do Jal Neti just for your nostril to feel comfortable and then doing your Sutra Neti. But after you complete your Sutra Neti and you are using catheter and it is a rubber material, so for your nostril to feel easy inside and feel calm, you want to do Jal Neti again. Even if you use the thread, the proper sutra to cleanse, to feel your nostril more comfortable, for your nostril tissues, for your membranes to feel comfortable, you want to do Jal Neti. So Jal Neti gives you calming feeling after your Sutra Neti. Once you complete your Sutra Neti and you have done your Jal Neti, then you must follow the process of Jal Neti, the breath cleansing technique to dry the nostril, and also the asanas to release the water out, and then do the breath cleansing to dry the nostril again. Sutra Neti has no contraindication. It's quite safe practice. Only the practice itself is quite challenging for beginner to follow. But once you are able to move your sutra inside your nostril and you can move inside your throat, you may feel like a vomit feeling because it has moved inside your throat. You need to lift your sutra a little bit up so it is not going deep down into your throat, and then you use this 2 fingers to move it out. So vomiting feeling is also normal when you are practicing Sutra Neti. Sutra Neti, as I mentioned, it's totally safe, only the practice itself is challenging for the beginner. The benefits are also similar as Jal Neti, the water nostril cleansing. But benefits are little more better than Jal Neti, because in Jal Neti, the water is calming. So it gives you calming benefit. It opens the nostril, but not as the sutra. The sutra opens your passage, your nostril, more better than Jal Neti. Or you can say, after practicing Sutra Neti, your Jal Neti benefit increases, because once your nostril is open, you feel more easy to release the water out from other nostril. The practice becomes much more easier, and after the practice you feel you can breathe more deeper. The breathing also improves. So benefits are similar as Jal Neti, but the benefits are little more better, more higher. Sutra Neti works more better for eye cleansing. That is why you get tears in your eye when you are practicing Sutra Neti. So here in this video, I have mentioned each and every step of practicing Sutra Neti from the beginning till the end. You have learned the technique with me, and I hope you have understood all the steps I mentioned. For the safety, you should not be pushing too hard yourself to do the Sutra Neti. If you push too much, you may get blood into your nostril, because this rubber can injure your soft tissues. If this happens, stop practicing, cleanse your nostril properly, and lie on your back. Stay in a lying position for about 30 seconds to a minute. If it's needed, take more time to rest, and then the blood will stop itself. But do not harm. Take your time and do it slowly. While you're practicing, do not talk, do not look right and left. Just be focused into the practice, and then only your practice will be safe. And after this, I mentioned as the Jal Neti is important. So at Jal Neti, then you must follow the steps of Jal Neti. After that, you have to follow only the contraindication of the Jal Neti, because you are doing Jal Neti along with the Sutra Neti. So if you're asking for the contraindication of the Sutra Neti, then you should understand and learn the contraindication of Jal Neti, which is if you have a cold, cough, flu, fever, you should avoid practicing Jal Neti. If you remember this much, your practice is totally safe and progressive. I hope this learning is easy and my instructions are clear for you to understand. Thanks for the learning with me. Namaste.